Hello and welcome to Wales. No, actually, I think we're at Kings Meadow, but we're in Wales, metaphorically speaking, because we're playing Cardiff City down here in the Championship. I think they're in the Premier League in real life, but we're playing in the second tier of English football. Wimbledon is in pretty good position. We're in the, I think we're in the playoff spots. We just kind of need to stay there. Today we got a slightly new look lineup. We're starting Solanke alongside Ball John Green. You can see right there, we're number 5. So we are in the playoff spots. Obviously, there's a long way to go. Still 36 games left in the season or something. But I'm feeling good about where we are on the heels of a great victory against the franchise currently playing its trade, Milton Keynes. There's Mr. Managerinho looking stalwart as always. As you can see here, Alfie Egan returns to the bench. We've got Vinny Thrill back in the lineup and Solanke alongside Ball John Green. That's really about wanting to rotate the John Greens enough that they get the rest that they need. But I'm also trying to find out, is there a strike partnership other than John Green and John Green that will work? Because I don't think Greg and Solanke work. But maybe I can do Ball John Green and Solanke and other John Green and Grigg or something like that. I don't know. I don't have it figured out yet, but I figure this is a great game for just a little bit of experimentation on the squad side. I do have a problem to solve today. It comes from Claire, who writes, "I can't stop biting my fingernails no matter how hard I try. I'm a nurse, so this is a big problem. I'm biting on the various viruses and bacteria that I encounter every day. I don't want MRSA." I can relate to this problem on multiple levels. By the way, you can leave your problems in comments and I'll solve them. Claire, this is not an easy problem to solve though, because I want to emphasize I'm not a psychologist. You shouldn't go to FIFA videos for tax advice or medical advice. Those are the two things that I don't look for in professional FIFA. Like when I'm watching a FIFA series, I never think like, bet this guy could help me with my taxes. Same thing goes for medical advice. So ultimately, I'm going to solve your problem by recommending that since you conveniently work in a healthcare setting, that you seek some healthcare about this. Everything worked out better than expected. Nope, cancel the celebration. Hodor, he got down so fast. Son of Hodor, magnificent. Let's look at it again. Look at him, Claire, just down to the near post. He's not going to give away a goal on his near post. He holds the door. So, what I've always been told by my psychologist and psychiatrist is that was a foul. Are they going to call it? No. How have I not given up a goal? What I've always been told, I committed a foul in the box, but for some reason they didn't call it. I'm very grateful, and I want to apologize for all the terrible things I've said about the refereeing in this game. It's actually excellent. What I've always been told about by my psychologist and psychiatrist is that, like, as long as like a habit or we've given up the goal that we've been threatening to give up for the entire first 12 minutes of the game. Even that was nobody's fault except for the overall poor defense. If I like have a habit or even if it's a somewhat compulsive behavior and it's not a problem, it's not a problem, right? Like, if that makes sense, that like biting my nails is not a problem unless and until it is a problem. People have habits. They have little ticks that help them calm themselves down. And what I've been told at least is like unless that stuff interferes with your life or your quality of life or keeps you from doing things you want to do, it's okay. But it does seem like it is interfering with your life and your quality of life, and you can't stop, right? And I'm very familiar with that. I have OCD, and I'm very familiar with like engaging in behaviors that I know are not good for me and that I don't particularly want to be engaging in, but I can't stop. And this has got to be a goal. Oh, frustrating. Wimbledon trying to get back in it, but struggling so far. So when I can't stop, and it starts to occupy a lot of my life, either because I worry about it all the time, or I'm worrying about something that's making me do the behavior, and the behavior itself has also become a problem. So now I've got the worry that's a problem and the behavior that I use to manage the worry that's a problem. Like, there's nothing. That's when you have to say, like, I can't, this is not something I can figure out by myself. This is not a problem I can solve by myself. And it may seem to you like a silly thing. It might seem embarrassing. It might seem like kind of shameful. But if if you really need to stop doing anything, I think, oh my God. I mean, we're just getting our butts handed to us. If you need to stop doing anything and you can't stop doing it, then you need to ask for help. Now, health, I'm not going to be able to give you an honest read, Claire, on whether biting your nails is a health risk in a medical setting, because I'm a germaphobe. So like, I'm a really bad candidate for like analyzing that question. So I'm not even going to pretend to be able to be helpful about it. I feel like you're probably in a setting with lots of people who know lots more about that than I ever will, and who are able to look at actual data objectively instead of through the lens of, paralyzing fear and everything. So I feel like if I comment on that in any way, it's only going to be unhelpful and not head you toward the solving of the problem. But the weird thing is, like, if it may seem like a small thing to you, and by the way, maybe it is a small thing, and maybe when you actually think about it, you think like, I left a comment on a FIFA video, but like, it's not that big of a deal to me. Get there, John Green. Oh, that was terrible. Why didn't you cut it back? We're gonna have to make some changes at halftime. That was not good. It was not good, Claire. I want to apologize because I didn't mean to perform so poorly while answering your questions. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off Solanke because P had a terrible half. I'm going to bring on other John Green because they're teammates in life and in love, and maybe that there can be some performance enhancements there. And I'm tempted to bring on Dean Parrott, but I'm going to wait. Okay. All right, now we're going to resume the match, having made 2 substitutions at halftime, just like the pros do. And we're going to see if we can make some progress here, because that was embarrassing. But my argument would just be that, if there's a repetitive behavior, or really anything in your life that you feel like you can't fix that is a problem for you, talk to someone. I know that we'll put some resources in the doobly-doo, by the way. You can. The thing that I've done in the past and that I recommend is calling the SAMHSA hotline if you live in the U.S. It's a pretty... What substitutions are they suggesting? Well, I'll never know because I hit the wrong button. It's a good way to just like find someone, or even like find out who you need to talk to. Anyway, I think it's worth talking to someone about it, because one of the nice things about compulsive behaviors or obsessive worry or whatever, and I don't know that that's what you have. I'm just speaking generally. One of the nice things about that is that it is pretty treatable. Like, most mental illness is pretty treatable. It doesn't always happen right away or in the way that you would want, but get there. Oh my God, how did you not score? How is it not 2-1? And it can take some time to figure out the right strategies, and a lot of the like treatment instruments are blunt and not as precise as hopefully they will be in the future, or as we'd like them to be. But that said, like, mental illness is treatable, and the vast majority of people experience recovery. May not last forever, but people talk a lot about hope as if it's when it comes to mental illness, as if there's like only barely cause for hope. Like, you have to hold on to hope, and obviously you do have to hold on to hope when you're in despair, insofar as you can. But I think sometimes that like slightly that was a foul. but whatever. There was a foul in the first half that they didn't call. So I think it slightly mischaracterizes things because like hope is the correct response. It's not like a like a desperate pleading hope. It's like it's true because not immediately, not always within days, but like people almost always get better. Again, not forever. Not like but like the notion that that mental illness is that you like can't have a good life and live with mental illness is just incorrect. So I think, look, we're talking about. I don't want to minimize this because it seems like it is a big issue in your life and like it's an issue with your work, and I think that's important, and I don't want to minimize it. But I don't think I think talking to someone could be really helpful and also like a huge relief because I don't especially if this is like one behavior among several, which is what it's like for me. Like there's like one behavior maybe that I would go and see the doctor for, but then like once I went to the doctor would be like, do you like these other, like, what about these other things that you do? Like, are you fond of those things? Like, are they hobbies? And I would be like, no, not really. They're like things that I do to manage my, overwhelming sense of dread and nauseating obsessive fear and how many hours a day do you spend on these hobbies? I don't know, like 6, maybe like 4 to 10, depends on the day. And then, then pretty soon you realize like, oh God, I have a problem. And then you realize, oh, like this isn't hopeless. There are solutions to this problem. I'll tell you one. So that is what I would encourage you to do. I'll tell you what there isn't a solution for right now. Getting your butt whooped by Cardiff. Congratulations to Cardiff, who came to South London with their Visit Malaysia shirts and absolutely humiliated us. Just pummeled us. Danny Ward. I should pick that guy up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Best wishes.